Writers, you've been doing such an amazing job with all of your pictures and your labels and being brave spellers, stretching out those words. I am so impressed by everything that I've been seeing. And I know that not only are you writing about objects you see and special objects in your life that you observe, now you're starting to write about those big things, places you go, things that maybe you can't have right in front of you, but that you're thinking about in your mind, that you're imagining and picturing and making that beautiful picture in your mind so that you can put it onto your paper and write about it. That's pretty amazing, right? I noticed how Etta was writing about those giraffes. You can't bring a giraffe right in front of you into your house. That's impossible. But you're remembering what you saw and using those details from your memory to put them into your books. That is amazing writing. And Nelson, when you're writing about those bee-eating birds, I didn't know there were birds that was specifically eating bees. So thank you for teaching me. And also, you were thinking about something outside, something in your world, something around you, a place that you go that you have schema on and that you know something about, and you're putting it in your writing. That's what amazing writers do. And Sammy, you did such a great job drawing your Jingle elf. Your elf is named Jingle, right? And that is an object that you can hold and that you can see. Well, you're not supposed to touch her, right? But it's an object that's right there in your home. So I love how you're going back and forth and we're writing about those bigger things, but we're also writing about the smaller things too. That's what brave writers do. And you're all showing that you can do that. It's it's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Now, I know that Mrs. Torres was telling you about her big trip and how she went to visit her mom at her dad at their new house, and she told you about that they drove all the way out there and that they went around the neighborhood, and she told you about the house, how it has a basement and that's where all the toys are in the basement, and how they went for a walk and they passed the Spider-Man, and she had a lot of things to tell you, right? She had tons of things to tell you. And look, see this? This is a picture of all of those things that she wanted to tell you about. Her mom and dad's new house. Is that clear? I'm hoping that it's clear enough. Her mom and dad's new house and the neighborhood and the car that they drove in and Chase and Haley playing with the frisbee and the house with the Spider-Man on the front of it. This is amazing. She put labels. She has lots of details, but guess what? We forgot to tell Mrs. Torres that she can stretch her writing out over several pages. This is lots of ideas all in one spot. We don't need to have all of these ideas in one spot. We can stretch out these ideas, her trip, the big idea that she wants to write about, over several pages. Maybe on the first page, she writes about the, that's really glary, huh? Maybe on the first page, she writes about how they took that car trip. Is that better? I have my camera right here. Can't tell if that's any better. She writes about her car trip on that first page. And on the second page, maybe she writes all about her parents' new house, how it has the basement with the toys in it, and how it has the upstairs and the downstairs. Maybe the second page is all about her mom and dad's new house. And then maybe on the third page, she writes about how Chase and Haley and Lexi got to play frisbee outside in the backyard. And then maybe on the next page, she writes about the walk that they went on and how they saw Spider-Man hanging out of somebody's window. That would be a 4-page book. She could turn this one picture into a 4-page book just by stretching out her ideas one per page, planning it one per page. So, Etta, if you're writing about those giraffes, maybe one page is about what the giraffes looked like, how tall they were, how beautiful they were. Maybe the next page is how you were feeding them or how they were eating. What were they eating? What were you feeding them? Right? On each page, you could have something different to describe that big idea. That is something else that brave writers do. They make their stories into books instead of cramming everything all onto one page. They show each different thing on a different page. Do you think you can give that a go today? Take the stories that you were working on the other day. Take those big things that maybe you couldn't bring inside the house, or maybe even like Sammy, your small object, maybe on each different page, jingled in a different spot. I don't know. So, writers, use that thinking brain. Plan out your pages, point to each page, and try to make a book out of that big idea. Off you go.